Hey everyone, welcome back to Video Gaming News Now. With all the negativity swirling around the video game industry lately, layoffs, delays, you name it, it's time to shine a light on something positive for Nintendo fans. A major update just dropped from well-known industry insider NateTheHate on his Make the Hate podcast, and it sounds like Nintendo has some exciting plans for the second half of 2026 on the Switch too. Let's break it down. First up, don't expect a big general Nintendo Direct anytime soon. According to Nate, the next traditional, full Nintendo Direct probably won't happen until June 2026. Nintendo already has their release schedule locked in through May. Stuff like the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition, Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream in April, and Yoshi in May. So they're holding off on a massive showcase. A partner direct or smaller update could still pop up before then, but the big one? June. And here's where it gets fun. I've been saying this on Twitter for a while. I predict this June Direct could land in the first week of June, right around the one-year anniversary of the Switch 2 launch. That timing would be perfect, maybe even a day or two before Summer Game Fest kicks off on Friday, June 5th. Nintendo fans have been starving for big news, and this could be the one that delivers it. Full reveal of their second half 2026 lineup and beyond. It's been over a decade since the last mainline entry, Star Fox Zero, launched on Wii U back in April 2016. That game had mixed reviews thanks to its unique dual-screen controls, and many of us hoped it would get ported or followed up on Switch, but it never happened. Well, according to NateTheHate, we're finally getting a new one targeting summer 2026. He described it as a classic-style Star Fox game with very good, very satisfying visuals and even online multiplayer. Imagine barrel rolls, team banter, maybe Falco yelling gibberish again, and modern Switch 2 power making those dogfights look incredible. And the timing feels perfect. Just days ago, it was revealed that Fox McCloud is appearing in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Galaxy, hitting theaters April 1st, voiced by none other than Glenn Powell. Born to barrel roll, right? Dropping a new Star Fox game right as Fox gets mainstream movie hype is smart marketing from Nintendo. Another huge reveal from the podcast, Nintendo is reportedly working on a full remake of The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, targeting a holiday 2026 release. Fans have been begging for an Ocarina of Time remake or even just a proper port for years. We got a 3D remake on the 3DS back in 2011, but according to Nate, this new version won't be based on that 3DS game at all. Instead, it's being built from the ground up while staying faithful to the original 1998 N64 classic, same beloved story, same iconic moments, but rebuilt with modern tech and visuals on the Switch 2. Just imagine Hyrule Field looking absolutely stunning in 2026, smoother combat, better graphics, and all those unforgettable moments like meeting Zelda, pulling the Master Sword, or that epic final battle with Ganondorf, now powered by the Switch 2. This would be massive. Ocarina of Time is widely considered one of the greatest games ever made. It was the first full 3D Zelda and basically set the template for open-world adventure games that followed. And the timing lines up perfectly. 2026 marks the 40th anniversary of the entire Legend of Zelda series. Nintendo hasn't made a huge deal about it yet, but dropping a remake of their most iconic title during the holidays would be an incredible way to celebrate. Plus, just a couple weeks ago, LEGO released their awesome new Ocarina of Time, the final battle set, that epic showdown with Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. It's like the universe is already hyping up Hyrule. Next up, the next mainline 3D Mario game. Nate confirms it will be announced this year, which is great news for Mario fans. However, the release is now scheduled for 2027, and that part stings a little. It's been almost a decade since the last big 3D Mario, Super Mario Odyssey, back in 2017. That's a long wait, and I, like many of you, was really hoping we'd get it this year or late 2026, especially with the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Galaxy, hitting theaters on April 1st. Remember what happened in 2023? The first Super Mario Bros. Movie came out, and then later that year we got the fantastic Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which just received its excellent Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus meetup in Bellabelle Park upgrade a few days ago on March 26th. Nintendo nailed that movie to game synergy. I was expecting something similar here, big movie hype in April, followed by a new 3D Mario soon after. But according to the leak, they're taking extra time to polish it, so we're looking at a 2027 launch instead. Nate even mentioned hoping it lands in the first half of 2027 rather than waiting until the holidays. It's disappointing for sure, especially since 2026 already has no new 3D Mario on the calendar. But on the bright side, that means the UT remake can shine as the big holiday flagship, and we'll still get that 3D Mario announcement this year to look forward to. Nintendo clearly wants to make it feel special on the Switch 2 hardware. But we also have another big surprise coming from leaker Malo932 on YouTube, whose comments lined up closely with a lot of what NateTheHate shared. According to Malo932, there's a Super Metroid remake in the works at Mercury Steam, the same talented team behind Metroid. Samus returns on 3DS and the excellent Metroid Dread. This would be a 2D Metroid title, and some reports suggest it could feature a pixel art style while modernizing the classic gameplay. Super Metroid originally launched back in 1994 on the Super NES and is still considered one of the greatest games ever made, the one that really defined the Metroidvania genre with its exploration, atmosphere, and that iconic escape sequence. And the timing is perfect. 2026 marks the 40th anniversary of the entire Metroid series. A remake of this legendary title would be an incredible way for Nintendo to celebrate Samus Aran. On top of that, Mercury Steam is reportedly also working on a brand new 2D Metroid game, likely Metroid 6, a direct follow-up to Dread, but that one's targeting 2027 and won't be ready for 2026. If you've never played the original Super Metroid, it's available right now on the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack Super NES library. Highly recommend jumping in to experience the masterpiece before a potential remake drops. The atmosphere, the music, the nonlinear exploration, it's timeless. Don't be surprised if this Super Metroid remake gets officially announced during that June Nintendo Direct. It would fit perfectly alongside the new Star Fox and UT remake reveals. NateTheHate specifically mentioned Elden Ring. The Elden Ring, Tarnished Edition, base game plus Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, was originally planned for a 2025 release on Switch 2 but got delayed due to performance issues that needed fixing. Most reports now point to it landing later in 2026. It'll be great to finally have this massive open-world RPG running on the Switch 2 in a more polished state, especially after some early impressions showed it needed extra work in handheld mode and overall optimization. On top of that, there's strong buzz around another From Software title that's reportedly exclusive to the Switch 2. According to details that line up with both Nate and Malo932's comments, this is the Duskbloods, a new multiplayer-focused action RPG directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki. It features PvPvE gameplay for up to 8 players as vampire-like, Bloodsworn characters. Kadokawa, From Software's parent company, has already reaffirmed a 2026 release window, so this could be one of the biggest third-party exclusives helping the Switch 2 stand out. Imagine that signature From Software challenge and atmosphere optimized for Nintendo's hybrid console. These titles show that after some early dev kit hiccups, third-party support is ramping up nicely for 2026 and beyond. According to blogger and interviewer Kiwi Talks, one of his sources, who he says has been right on other things, claims a Switch 2 version of Grand Theft Auto 6 is in development and could release on November 19, 2026, the exact same day as the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions. Kiwi Talks has been pretty skeptical himself, even making a bet with the source, winner gets a lavish dinner if it's wrong by early May. Some fans speculate that since the Switch 2 is less powerful, a scaled-down but playable version could still work, especially with recent price hikes on PS5 and Xbox making a cheaper Nintendo option appealing to some players. I'll be honest, I'd be genuinely surprised if the Switch 2 gets GTA 6. Rockstar's games are massive, and while the console has shown strong third-party potential with titles like Resident Evil Requiem running well, pulling off GTA 6 open world on Switch 2 hardware would be a huge technical feat. NateTheHate has mentioned that Rockstar did run some tests to see if GTA 6 could come to Switch 2, but he cautioned that tests don't always turn into actual releases. On the brighter side, Nate is more confident about Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to Switch 2 later this year, 2026, which would be awesome for portable open-world adventures. Anyway, we also know Nintendo has plenty of their own titles lined up for the second half of 2026, including Splatoon Raiders, a summer release, and a new Fire Emblem game, reportedly called Fortune's Weave, coming later in the year. Of course, everything we've talked about today is still rumor and speculation. NateTheHate has a strong track record, Malo 932 and Kiwi Talks have their sources, but nothing is confirmed until Nintendo, Rockstar, or the publishers make it official. We'll probably get the first big batch of reveals in that June Direct. What do you think about Nintendo's second half of 2026? Are you most hyped for Star Fox, the Ocarina of Time remake, Super Metroid, or one of the third-party surprises? How do you feel about the possibility of GTA 6 on Switch 2, believable or too good to be true? And are you okay with the 3D Mario waiting until 2027? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and love the discussion. Which rumored game are you hoping gets announced first? If you enjoyed this big Nintendo update and breakdown, please hit that like button, subscribe for more positive gaming news and rumor roundups, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next video. With that said, have a wonderful day, gamer. Game on.